Welcome back to episode 5 of season 5. Today's guest is Lisa Zawrontny, a caregiver turned productivity and stress management coach. Have you ever felt like there was something missing in your business? Something holding you back from the success you're seeking? If so, you are not alone. For nearly 20 years, that's exactly how I felt as a business owner. It wasn't until I discovered human design that it all became clear. And it turns out that I was the missing piece in my own business. Join me on this journey of discovering the real me and hear stories from other business owners building businesses around all of their awesomeness. I'm Yong, Pratt, and it's time, my friend, to amplify your awesome. Welcome back, everyone, to the podcast. I am so excited to bring on today's guest. Lisa Zawrontny is a certified stress management and productivity coach, and we have been wanting to connect for quite some time. I am so excited she has said yes to being here because she has so much to share, especially in terms of decluttering, stress management. But I'm going to let Lisa tell us a little bit more about herself. Welcome to the show, Lisa.
Oh, thank you, Yong. It's so good to be here. I'm so excited that we're finally chatting, and this is the topic that I love to talk about the most. So to start with, hi, I'm Lisa. I am a wife and mom of 2 kids and 2 cats. And you mentioned a certified stress management and productivity coach. I help multi-passionate entrepreneurs and multitasking caregivers, who are often both one and the same, make space for what matters so they can do less, live more, and breathe easier. And I work with them on what I call value-based decluttering and personalized systems and habit design. I was a caregiver for my mom, and this was actually when I was pregnant with my son, and then I had my daughter. And through all that time of being in sheer survival mode. So if you're in survival mode, I get it. I've been there. I've lived it. And I came out of it, and I found a way out. And I also found a way to make our lives so much better that we can be proactive the next time survival mode threatens us. So I cleared a path in my life, quite literally and figuratively, where I started as a professional organizer, cleared a path of all the clutter that was sitting around that I'd let go, and also inside by figuring out what it is that I want and who I am and where I want to go and what matters and what's important. And I used that knowledge to create a completely different and simpler and happier life for my family. And I knew that I needed to do that for others.
Oh my goodness. So many gems in that introduction. And for anyone who is thinking decluttering, I need that. I know I'm thinking mentally in my head, okay, I need to declutter this and this and this. So Lisa is definitely somebody you want to chat with. So Lisa, today I have one simple question for you. And it's this. What is your number one tip for building a business that stays true to you and allows all of your awesomeness to shine through?
So you said one tip, and I was like, don't make me choose. But at the same time, this is such a great way to challenge us because we often think we need so much and we can actually distill it down. However, because you allowed me to, I kind of want to go with a 1A, 1B kind of thing. Really, the bottom line, or shall we call it the first step, is to get to know you. And I mean like the real you, not the you think you should be or the you think that other people think you are or are telling you should be. I always say that the number one productivity tool we have is self-awareness. And I think the same goes for success in life, for happiness in life, for everything that we're talking about here in letting your awesome shine through. Figure out what you do best and use that. If you like speaking, do that. If you're like, no, I'd rather have root canal and I want to sit and write, do that instead. If you're an introvert, don't run an extrovert's business. Be true to you, be mindful of your energy and your resources. There's a saying from school that I remember, it had to do with cheating, but it was eyes on your own paper. But I always keep that with me. And I think that's true in business too. Paying attention to you, instead of going outward, you go inward and you figure out what works for you. You ignore the shoulds and you pay attention to, what matters to you, skipping the comparison, which, compare and despair, right? That's always frustrating. Also, information overwhelm that comes when you're multi-passionate, when you want to do all the things, when you're so excited building this business. It's so important to take a deep breath, a step back, figure out you and what makes sense for you and use that as a filter. And so that's kind of the part B of it, is constantly, as I call, decluttering or using that filter with that knowledge that you've acquired. So that means, your values and your preferences, how you work best. This could mean keeping in alignment with your core values. And I know that's a lot of buzzwords all in one sentence, but it just means that whatever's, true to you and your beliefs and how you want to show up in this world, that your actions are matching that. Because if they don't, you risk issues with productivity and procrastination. And sometimes you have to pay attention to the season that you're in, and you make selective choices about that. So that's really it. Know you, know how you work best, show up that way, and constantly be making those choices and setting those boundaries.
Oh my goodness, so well said. And you dropped so many value bombs just in that last minute or so. And I cannot wait for everyone to listen to the full episode, because we dive more into getting to know the real you, using these filters Lisa talked about, getting to your values, figuring out what works for you, and really starting with what you have and who you are in order to build this business that really amplifies everything that makes you awesome. Now, Lisa, before we wrap up, I want to make sure people can connect with you if they have questions or just want to know more. Where is the best place for them to go?
Come on over to my website, positivelyproductive.com. You'll find my podcast and ways to reach me. And if you like hanging out on Instagram, I'd love to see you over there at positively_Lisa. We have a lot of fun there.
Amazing. And I will be sure to put all those in the show notes so you can connect with Lisa, because she is definitely somebody that we all need in our life to declutter, to breathe easier, to make life more simple and just joyful. Wouldn't that be great if you could build a business based on that? That is what she's all about. I cannot wait for you all to listen to her full-length episode. Thank you, Lisa, for being here. I so appreciate your time and sharing your wealth of knowledge with us today.
Thank you. It is my pleasure.
Stick around, because coming up next is an episode with me as we celebrate our 300th episode of the podcast, and you'll learn my number one tip for building a business to amplify your awesome. Thanks for tuning in to the Amplify Your Awesome podcast. Be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any tips, tricks, or secrets on building a business based around your awesome. Hey, and while you're there, leave us a rating and review. Let us know what you think of the show. And until next time, my friends, go out there today and amplify your awesome.